Hey, what's up YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Pathfinder. Today's episode is Saga. So today we are playing a 4-point game of Saga. The name of the scenario that we're playing is Sacred Ground. So we have 3 pieces of terrain set up on the board. You can see the sort of center Stonehenge type piece on the middle of the board there. On the bottom of the screen you can see that hill where I'm playing the Skraelings. The Skraelings are currently moving up. Oh, it looks like we're deploying actually. So that hill will count towards the victory points, and then we have a setup of huts there on the opposite side of the board. We are not calling those buildings for this scenario, and they are not enterable, so they are claimable for victory point purposes. So rather than actually go through how to play Saga, I don't feel that this is the appropriate place to teach somebody how to play Saga, and 2, I feel that RubbishInRubbishOut, Viv from that channel really does it better than I ever could. So if you are interested in actually learning how to play Saga, I'm going to put a link to Viv's channel in the description for this video, and I'll put a marker here on the video too, so that you can see where to click and go and actually learn how to do it. Again, he does it better than I could, and there's no point in recycling somebody else's material online without adding anything to it, and there's really nothing I could add to Viv's awesome tutorial on Saga. Anyway, looks like the game started here. You can see Jake moving up his Irish up the board. He's about to claim that objective, and he should be in that hut objective at the second turn. There's me rolling the 6 Saga dice I have on my 4-point squad, and I'm moving my levies up on the bottom of the screen. Here comes a unit of warriors and a smaller unit behind them, and then I've got a 4-man unit of flankers there. You can see my warlord is there towards the center of the screen, and he's got a unit of 4 javelin armed warriors on one side, and then he has the larger 8 unit to his left. So it looks like we are at about Jake's turn right now. Jake is, I believe we're just looking up abilities right now, so he's moving his looks like warriors into that hutted area. He's got a unit of Hearthguard there, Hearthguard towards the bottom of the screen, and he's got another unit of Hearthguard on the far side there. So the dogs are coming around. It looks like we're still trying to maneuver towards each other. He's using a Sons of Dana. He's going to use a Sons of Dana ability on me, using that rock there to fire on my unit.
You're going to steal it?
Sweet.
Shit. No! Now you get to shoot my boys. So there's Irish and Indians just hiding in the rocks.
Yes. Alright.
They were home. They were home.
Those dudes were guys in there.
My guys knocked on the doors like, there's somebody.
Okay, so that was some audio of Jake responding to my Skraeling ability to steal his Sons of Dana ability. So he used the ability on me earlier in the game to fire on my levies, who are now taking that first objective. I thought that was a cool ability, and one thing that Skraelings do is we steal other people's abilities. So I stole that ability and fired back at Jake's unit of warriors in his objective. So here we go with some more gaming here. I'm actually running back and forth, checking his board, because as a Skraeling player, you really need to have access to your opponent's battle board. It's part of the playstyle. And there it looks like I was able to take out one of the Hearthguard with that Sons of Dana ability, moving some warriors back up this way. And, just trying to group everything up now. I have a plan to kind of funnel him over towards the bottom of your screen there, because I just don't think that these Skraelings can really handle these long, protracted engagements. Their armor's pretty low. They don't have any Hearthguard, so not an elite army. Meanwhile, Jake is sporting 2 units of Hearthguard, and you can see he's bringing his warriors through his objective, so he's actually giving up a little bit on his objective there. Now I should point out that on this Sacred Ground scenario, we're scoring these at the end of every turn, so we're keeping track of our score, and unfortunately for Jake, what's going to happen this turn is he's going to fall behind just a little bit. He's only got, I think, 2 warriors in his objective, and you can see I have my full unit of levies there on mine. So even though the Hearth on the very bottom of the screen are threatening position, it will be kind of tough for them to take out all of those levies. The other thing is I'll be able to rain down fire upon them, which I have. I'm firing at them right now, it looks like. And I think I take out another levy doing that. And still advancing up that left side there. So, but my objective isn't really to engage him on that front, so I pull my guys in. I really want to fight him closer to the center of the objective. Because he has a unit of warriors and Hearthguard in that hut area, it really doesn't make much sense for me to go after him there. I'm going to lose that fight. So I actually kind of wheel around here and continue to whittle away at the dogs, because I know that the dogs can come and harass me at any point, but Jake is also trying to maneuver me to come around and fight him on his strong side. So instead of doing that, I'm going to pull over to my strong side and see if Jake follows me across. So it looks like Jake is looking to do something like that, and he actually wheels his Hearthguard around instead of taking on the levies to tackle that first unit of warriors. So we have a bit of a skirmish going there. Okay, so continuing with the fight there, you can see that we've got now a fight that's about to develop on 2 fronts. We've got the Hearthguard there closest to the bottom of your screen. You can see that there was a melee engagement, and you can see the fatigue that's been assigned on that side. On the other side, we've got a group of warriors that charge my group of warriors on the very far side of the board. Now, what's interesting is Jake actually isn't scoring this turn. He's actually given up on his objective, and he's moving his troops that were in his secure position into engage my weak side there. And you can see the dogs have now wheeled around to try to take advantage of that as well. So at this point, we're still rolling some Saga dice. I believe I'm down a unit at this point. However, a good roll this turn means that I could possibly start bringing in units using the pathfinder ability, and that's one of the other hallmark abilities of the Skraelings is they really are a horde-style army. So if you do get the roll for pathfinders, you're going to want to bring in some of your dead. Doesn't look like it's happened just yet. I've got a melee going there between a unit of warriors and his Hearthguard. I take out one of his Hearthguard, but I believe I lose a warrior in the process. So when we've got a tie engagement like that, I have to pull back. Now the Warlord comes in. He actually looks like he kills one more Hearthguard, and the remaining Hearthguard has to back off. I'm going to discard these 3 to allow me to bring in...
No, God, no!
Deploy it within short of any table edge.
What? Any table edge?
Yeah.
What the hell? That's awesome. Damn, Skraelings are busted.
With submarine, they're gonna be back here.
Oh, that's sick.
Submarine.
Oh,
we coming to your house.
I would just do it by bracket, maybe. Just simplify it and say it by bracket.
That's cool.
Because I'm firing in the second bracket of my range.
Dude, you already have an Indian force for the other game.
Yes.
For muskets and tomahawks.
Yes.
You just have to buy a couple of the blisters with the musket guys. Yeah.
Yes. Alright, that's my turn. And I have 1.
Dude, you guys need war paint too, right?
I know. Well, this was only their second game, so they have to.
They have to earn it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, so you can hear some of the banter going on with the Pathfinder ability. Something that I take advantage of right there.
Alright, what I'm going to do, well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Master Blaster and blast all your stupid levies that are scoring.
No!
So I get 6?
Yeah, I haven't lost a single levy yet.
Goddamn levies. Oh, and then I'm going to play Theater Bulg.
For bulk. What does that do?
For each attack die that scores a 6 or more, the target unit will lose one defense die during step 4 of shooting.
Oh shit. Okay. That's a good one.
Sweet.
Oh.
So I got...
So you got 4, but I only get to save twice?
Yeah.
So 2 fools is already dead?
Yeah.
And then you force?
Right then and there. Okay.
No!
Oh,
So I lost 4.
Damn, dude, those potatoes fucked your head.
So I'm going to remove these 2 and these 2.
Okay, nice.
Okay, so there we see some of the Irish trick shooting in play. Now, the Irish are interesting in that their starter box does not come with any ranged type troops. Like, they don't have any levies that have any slings or javelins or anything like that. However, their battle board gives them some ability for shooting, and one of the interesting abilities is that Son of Dana ability, that where essentially you get attacked by being close to some uneven ground where Irish are hiding and throwing rocks or potatoes at you. So you can see there that my left side, the top of your screen, is collapsed, and Jake was able to get a unit of warriors now behind my lines. So that's a pretty scary fight going on that side, and you can also see that his warlord has advanced there with the hounds and the packmaster. On his objective, where the 3 huts are, as you saw, I brought in a unit there using the Pathfinder's ability, and he pulled his Hearthguard back to defend that piece of territory. So what's going to happen there is this really entertaining fight that's going to happen on the far side of the board. Anyway, we've got the warrior unit that just pushed into another one of my units, nearly wiping them out. You can see that I take advantage on my turn and bring in some more troops using the Pathfinder ability, and I start attacking his Hearthguard. Now, that's not typically the best thing to do. I think I ended up maybe killing one. I don't remember in this engagement, but I definitely lost more than I killed, so I'm going to back off there. Looks like we moved the camera a little bit just so you could see a little bit of the battle board action. So one of the main mechanics of Saga, obviously, is the Saga dice in the battle boards. And you can see Jake is allocating the dice that he rolled at the start of the turn to abilities on the Saga board, and he's discarding the dice to give himself activations and give himself additional abilities during his turn. That is really the way to master the game, is to master your battle board. And when you're a Skraeling player, especially a brand new Skraeling player, it's kind of neat because you're on this journey learning your army, but at the same time you're learning all of your opponent's armies as well. So my first game was against Vikings, and I got to learn about Viking abilities. This game I'm playing against Irish, and I'm starting to learn Irish abilities. Now, interesting development on the back side of the board there. He's got one Hearthguard there, kind of skirting that center objective hill. And then he also has his warlord behind my lines with a unit of warriors. You can see that my warlord is there with another unit of warriors, and I'm not sure where that fatigue token is allocated to, whether or not that's to the warlord or the unit that he's with. I think I forget. It looks like my warriors turn around, throw some javelins at that warrior that was protecting the warlord, which leaves his warlord fairly vulnerable at this point. So what I do is I'm still harassing his Hearthguard on his objective there, but I get beaten back again. So you can see these Hearthguard are just fighting off wave after wave of the warriors that I'm throwing at them. They're down to one Hearthguard there, and actually what Jake did was he brought his Packmaster all the way back to try to save that one Hearthguard. Now, in terms of victory points, that Hearthguard can score on his own. The lone Packmaster, because he counts as a warrior, does not count as a scoring unit for the Sacred Ground scenario. And meanwhile, my levies have been sitting on top of my scenario, kind of my objective, kind of collecting VPs. And what this has allowed me to do, even though I'm getting my my face beat in right now by Jake's more elite troops, is this is allowing me to continue to score even on turns where Jake can't score. So I've built up a very tiny lead right now, and I intend to keep it. What happens here is it looks like we've got a little bit more fighting going on between his warlord and my warlord, and that melee kind of ended badly for my warlord. He's had to back off. Meanwhile, some more fights are going on in the back there, and you can see that my pathfinders have gotten awful thin back there. So even though it looks like Jake is just basically wiping the floor with me, here comes my warlord on the attack. I try to take down his warlord. Doesn't look like that's going to happen though, because Jake was able to save that turn, and we both end up with some more fatigue. His warlord looks like I'm going to remove some of his fatigue fighting him with warriors, but that's not a good idea either, because he fights off the warriors and then causes them to fatigue as well. So on this turn, I come back in, and I'm just, at this point, I'm trying to sneak in behind that one Hearthguard there. So I bring in another unit of Pathfinders there. I've just really keep shelling that objective, trying to get inside, but so far that small unit of Hearthguard have been really good at holding me off. They've basically shield walled that area. Anyway, it looks like that final Hearthguard is about to go down. It looks like he goes down, and I take advantage, and it's sort of like the helicopter scene in Black Hawk Down with the two Delta Force agents that are holding off wave after wave of attackers until they finally go down. And that's what happened on that far side. That was a really fun fight. Now up here you can see that he brought his Hearthguard back in with his warlord, and he takes my warlord out of the game, which is interesting. However, this is the last turn of the game, and as fun as that was, we're still going to score the scenario. Now I end up winning the scenario, I think 20-16 or something like that. It's not by much, but anyways, ends up being a very entertaining battle. Can't wait to play more Saga, and if you guys, again, check out this game, it's a lot of fun. I barely get by here, but I definitely don't win a whole lot of engagements. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.